The Fan.
Upstate.
WYRD Greenville.
WORD Spartanburg.
WFBC HD3 Greenville. The official sports voice of you. The Upstate Fan. CBS Sports Radio. An Odyssey station. Warning.
Man, check this out.
You're on official Rob Brown lockdown.
Represents being real. Yeah.
Real, unfiltered sports talk. Manufactured locally for the Carolinas.
Lockdown!
This is the Rob Brown Show. Get robbed! Only on
The Fan. Upstate.
It's time. Welcome in. The Rob Brown Show is live on location. Amigos, great to have you with us. Happy Friday, baby. Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Thanks for being on your way to come hang out with us because they have, in a process of questionable decision making, allowed Lozno and I to be out in public on purpose. Apologize to Johnsonville Brats. Johnsonville Brats, better than anything you'll find anywhere in Jacksonville ever.
I just want to say, you're right. I'm heading to the Ocho. It's happening after today.
I can see it. I can see it. One day, we all wake up on 8/8. We turn on ESPN, the Ocho, and there is the great one spinning bags like a champion, and he'll have me to thank
I will be sponsored at that point, be wearing something that looks like it belongs on a race car driver, and I'll be out there just dropping it.
Back in the network studio, holding down.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Out in the world.
My boy Roy is sitting right down there in front of me. He will be distributing merch throughout the day. He's got some t-shirts for you. However, ladies and gentlemen, what you have really asked for are the hats. Lonzo, ever since we got the Fan Upstate hats, the most popular question on the stream has been, where can I get a hat? The answer, for the first time ever, is today right here at Hall of Fame. But here's the thing. We've only got a small stack of hats, which means the hats will have to be worked for, all right? The hats have to be worked for. So, throughout the day today, we are going to be doing some different games, challenges, trivia questions, etc. If you want to earn a Fan Upstate hat. You want a t-shirt? Just come get it. Show up. That's the only thing you got to do. You want a fan hat? You're going to have to work for it a little bit. So, coming up throughout the course of the show, you're going to want to stay tuned because we got about 5 of them to give away between now and the end of the show at noon. So if you want one, you're going to have to listen to all 3 hours because we will be giving them away. And I'm also going to tell you, if you want one, you're going to come pick it up today. All right? None of this, I'll be by the station in the next 3 to 6 months. None of this, hey, Rob, can you meet me at blank and drop it off? You want a hat, you got to come here to Hall of Fame. Here's the first game first person to come into the door of Hall of Fame Sports Grill right here on Wade Hampton Boulevard and walk over and say, Rob, I want a hat, gets a hat.
That's difficult. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a tough. I know I'm setting the bar really high here. And it's the only one that I'm going to give away today based on who asked for it. Everybody else is going to have to do a thing. But if you want, and it would be, by the way, the very first fan upstate hat to be owned by somebody that is not on air or behind the scenes talent at Odyssey. You will be the first person when you walk out of Hall of Fame with your new The Fan Upstate hat. You will be the first non-The Fan Upstate employee to be rocking this piece of fashion excellence around the Upstate, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you want one, the first person who goes through those couple doors right over there, walk up to the table where Lonzo and I are holding down and say, Rob, I want a hat. And by the way, this won't be all day, but we have two different styles for you to choose from today. We have the solid blue navy, which Rob and Lonzo are both working right now. But I didn't even get one of these until today.
Well, you got one?
I got one.
I might have.
We also have the gray and black trucker style hat. And the first person to come through the door,
I love me a trucker hat.
I literally just stole one from Roy. He's like, I brought these to give away. I'm like, no, you brought those to give away. You brought this one for me. If you come in, first person to walk through the doors and say, I want a hat, Rob, is going to get your pick.
Sorry. Hang on. Copy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right here.
All right, let me tell you about the Health Dare. What is the Health Dare? The Health Dare is a plan. It's not a diet. All right, Sam, put the commercials in utility.
58. By Saturday, sunshine high around 81.
You hear 'em?
On Sunday, sunshine high of 80.
Yeah, I
Monday,
do
mostly
now,
sunny
but I
high of
didn't
84.
then when you went to
Tuesday,
break.
chance for rain high of
So I
80.
couldn't.
On the fan.
Oh, yeah.
Currently,
Something
it's
else.
60.
Something else, Rob. They can't.
To hang out with us and go behind the scenes as we talk a little bit of anything and everything. We are live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar Grill on Wade Hampton Boulevard, right here in Greenville today. And I hope that you will join us on the radio broadcast. The phone line is open for you at 844-326-3663, 844-FAN phone, 844-FAN. FONE is the number if you want to be a part of the program. You can do it. You can also text us on the Preferred Home Services text line at 71307, 71307. Start the text with FAN, F-A-N, FAN, and we will read them on the air. I do have access to the text line because we're just tech wizards like that.
Yeah, that's how we fix the audio in the.
Yeah, we just make it up.
Yeah.
Texas says, Dan, how can people who work all day get a hat and shirt? Well, the easiest way is to tell your boss and come to Hall of Fame Sports Bar.
That's a way to go.
That is a way to
I
go.
don't suggest you do that. Yeah, come on.
If you can't do that, come by your lunch break because we don't need to report on it. We are on here till
Yeah, going to need some food, and we're here, and the food is good. So yeah, we're going to get some food.
if either of those options work for you, then just stay tuned. Now that we have shirts and
Yeah, but here's the thing. I mean, any other day other than today, it's going to be a lot harder to get them. So today, it's going to be a lot easier for you to come out and be one of the first of your friends and family and coworkers and everyone to actually have some fan merch. So you need to come out. We already have one, by the way. Yeah, we did. You didn't see him come in, and what was cool about it, he heard about it. He came in, he got a hat, and he didn't come over and talk to us because he knew that we were on the air. So I mean, that was pretty cool.
But I do have 5 more to go. Of course, that's coming up shortly. And if you can't make it out today, it sucks to be you, but we will have more giveaways coming up in the near future. All right. Last up, I want to get into the broadcast. Kind of something that we talked a little bit about it in the last segment of the show. Other basketball players out there, listen to your Uncle Bob for a minute, all right? Because I'm like LeVar Ball, except I actually care about it, all right? Listen to me. I'm here to help. If there is ever a point in time where your big man is a foot taller than the guy that's trying to defend it, get him the basketball immediately. All right?
But wait a minute, Rob. That guy can't shoot, right? Jokic, he can't shoot, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he can't make a basket. So why would you throw it to him? It's not like he's an all-star or anything.
whoever finds top, where a big man is needed to finish that point guard, I don't care what is happening anywhere else on the floor. I don't care if the other two defenders are like arena ushers who accidentally stumbled onto the floor and were made on. I don't care. If your 7-footer is being defended by a 6-footer, give him the basketball now. Yesterday, let's actually record that. He should have the basketball and he's being covered by a 6-footer. I'm watching last night, and I gotta tell you, I came into this series kind of pulling for the Nuggets a little bit. If I'm being honest with you there, kind of pulling for the Nuggets. But I don't have an issue. I like Steph unlike Lozno. Not a big Draymond Green guy. I like Clay. Jordan Poole has been unbelievable.
You think Steph has a big supply of binkies while he's coming off the bench? It's like a little thing like underneath the bench, a massive binky supply.
Points. 18 for Gordon, 13 for Barton. That is all the help he got. He put up 37 points last night. Did Nikolai Jokic. But 4 minutes left. The Nugs are down 4. This game's not over. This game's not over by any stretch of the imagination. Down the floor they come. A pick and roll is run. I believe it ended up being, it was one of the backup guards that ended up on Nikolai Jokic, who had him by about 8 inches on the block. And what does Denver do? What does Denver do? They start passing the ball around the three-point line. Going, are you blind? Or are you coached poorly? Or are you just dumb? I do not understand. I don't get it. Nikolai Jokic has got a foot on that cat. He's got him on his back, posted on the block. Throw him the ball. Throw the ball directly at his head. Just give it to him. And listen, so I don't like talking about basketball and doing so in exceptionally elementary way. I don't want to point out the stuff that is obvious. I'd rather get into the stuff that maybe people miss. Maybe you don't pick up on that I do. When you do something so egregiously bad, it's having Nikolai Jokic as the only freaking dude in the paint, guarded by a 6-footer, and you don't give him the ball, you deserve to lose. The Nuggets deserve to lose. They deserve to be down 0-3 in this series, and they deserve to be bounced in the first round. And I feel that way based on one possession.
So is that a coaching thing or is it just a player thing?
I don't know. I can't imagine a world in which a head coach does not tell that dude, when Nikolai is guarded by a point guard, give him the freaking basketball, bro. Give him the rock. Please, I'm begging you. I can't imagine a world in which an NBA coach doesn't tell them that. So the only assumption I can make is that the biggest one thing. That's it. And when it's a game, you deserve to lose. All right, let's do this. Let's bring it go back in just a minute. Sean Beard of the Communication Podcast. Through the rest of the
FM Greenville, 97.1 FM Spartanburg,
And on the Odyssey, the fan.
Upstate.
All right, Tim, you can take it out of utility now. The commercials.
College baseball this weekend. Clemson home for a 3-game series against Florida State. Things get underway tonight, 6 o'clock. South Carolina baseball visits number 19 Auburn for 3 games starting tonight at 6. The Gamecocks winners in 3 straight. 3-game Big South series this weekend for South Carolina.
All right, so here's part of the problem. Tim tells me to turn you up, which I've done, but I think that you are overmodulated. We probably could have gotten Rashad on. Yeah. Maybe.
All right, so I am now running the conference sound, which means that I should mute your stream your mic, which should come in entirely just on my mic, right?
Amazing natural biologic treatments. Enjoy this time of year doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics.
Well,
3772. That's 864.
I think that if you mute us, that it doesn't go on. On the stream yard.
Right, if I mute mine.
The fan upstate. This is the Rob Brown Show.
It's like, all right, consider us. You and I are out. Comrex is not.
Okay, cool. I will get you on hold. I'll let you know that or let them know that you are here. Okay.
2 separate streams are coming.
All right, Rashad's on hold. Yeah, no problem.
I mean, you can try that, and then we'll see if they can't hear me anymore. All right, Tim, we're going to need utility again so we know when we're coming back. You can just do it when you play the liner. I mean, it's cool. Tim, if you're talking, I can't hear you because you didn't put yourself in utility.
You got about another 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
A little less than 2 minutes now.
You guys, we were live on Chris's Instagram with me. Those still sounds perfect, right? Yeah, well, we know that, but that's the audio.
I don't get what the problem is. Yeah, I'm just worried you're going to mess with it to the point that it messes everything. So. No. You don't want to put it in a line that you're using because then when you mess with your volume and stuff, it's going to mess. Oh, well, it would be if it was. Yeah, the only way you can control line out stuff is on here. We could, which is what we did before, because yeah.
You have a good adapter?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
In the future, I'm gonna go ahead and like stick one in my bag in case I run into it. Yeah, it takes precedence over things. I get it.
All right, about 15 seconds.
427 excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Get help managing your money for life and years ahead with Fidelity Income Planning. We'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and help you build a flexible plan for cash flow designed to last, so you can go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, number NYSE SIPC.
Always streaming wherever you are on the Odyssey app. Make the Fan Upstate a favorite.
Before we get to that, go to the phone lines. We go to my man was on vacation last week, out gallivanting around the world. Might be world famous international superstar. That he is. He is one half of the Fan Connection podcast. He joins us weekly here on the show to break down things like Carolina Panthers football. Break with Sean Beard joins us back on the show. Sean, welcome back in. Sean, how was the trip, my guy?
Gallivanting is great. That's exactly what I was doing. I was out in LA having a blast. And I got to say this, man. I missed you guys, man. I missed talking to you guys. So it's been a couple weeks. I apologize for all the inconvenience, and I apologize to the listenership. But we're back. Let's talk about it.
Speaking of that, let's start off with Rashad. The comments of Ben McAdoo. So, any presser earlier this week, Rashad, he just asked, is Sam Darnold the quarterback? He says yes. And then he says a minute later, oops, should not have said that. I should not have said that. Rashad, smoke screen or Ben showing his hand accidentally? Which one you got?
Yeah, I don't look too much into it, man. Dave thinks otherwise. Dave is a huge guy that's calling smokescreen and saying we're doing a terrible job at it. And Dave is my co-host, by the way, for those that don't know. But for me, I just think that, he was telling the truth, right? I don't think it's something that that's something Matt Rule probably would have said as well if given the opportunity. Probably would have said the same thing. Hey, Sam's the guy right now. And that it's a reality. He's the best quarterback we have right now, and he's the only option. So if the season were to start, technically he would be the starter. Now, it's going into the season. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're going to do something at quarterback. But he was just telling the truth, and I just don't think he should have been the one saying that. I think, and he realized that. I think he has to understand that that's something that should have come from the coach. And not him. So I just think he kind of stepped on his toes a little bit, but I don't think it's a big deal. A lot of people kind of overreacting to that statement. So I just don't think it's a big deal at all.
Rashad Beard of the Panther Nation podcast, follow him on Twitter at Panther Nation DC. Joins us here on the Rob Brown Show. And so obviously, Sean, quarterback is still in discussion. And spoiler alert, going to be in discussion until the draft next Thursday when we find out what the Panthers do with that number 6. Here's my thought. Let me lay it out for you. And I know you're going to disagree with it, but I'm going to give you the argument. The thought is, you're not going to love it, Rashad. Baker Mayfield's the call. And here's why. It's not just about what Baker Mayfield is. It's a couple of factors. Number one, Baker's a known commodity. You know what you're getting. You know you're getting a guy that was drafted to a 1-15 football club who took them to the playoff 2 years later, despite inept ownership, management, and coaching staff. You also are going to get him for damn near free, right? Because the Browns have option ship him out of town. They're and 3, it leaves that number 6 pick on the table to either grab the offensive line if you want, or trade back, get a couple more early round picks for somebody who wants the quarterback at 6, etc. It's not just about what Baker does on the field. It's that Baker gives you another commodity on the field and still lets you have a pretty good draft set up in round number 1. That's why he's my guy. What do you say to Sean Beard?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I don't think Baker's the guy, and I'm 100% on board with getting a veteran without having to trade for one. We've made that mistake with Sam, and I'm not for giving up more capital, future draft capital, to get another project or another, just another guy. Like let's if we're going to fix the problem, let's fix it. Let's not just put another guy in there just to put him in there. So if we can get a Baker Mayfield or we can get a Jimmy Garoppolo, let's get them, but let's not give anything up for them. Let's get them after their release. And I think we kind of backed ourselves in the corner here. We were all in on the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. We didn't get him. We have all this cap space, but now we're left with literally 2 options, either Baker Mayfield, well, 3 if you want to count Garner Minshew. But there's some guys out there that we would have to go either trade for, or you have to wait for them to be released in Baker Mayfield or Jimmy Garoppolo. And we're kind of just waiting at this point. And we don't have much leverage because everybody and their mom knows that we need a quarterback. And so they're just going to hold on to them and try to get what they can get from us. And I'm just not for giving up even a 5th or 6th or anything for another quarterback. We're going to fix it. Let's fix the problem and just draft one. But, I don't know. I'm not opposed to bringing in a veteran and keeping that 6 and bringing in the best player we can get, whether it's the left tackle or edge rusher or whatever the case may be. But let's just get the best player and put that best player in position to succeed. I'm for keeping that pick at 6.
Let me ask you this. And this is probably more a subjective question. It's probably a question that would better be asked of the young man who said it. But when the Baker discussion started popping up, right, like Florida and a couple of other guys said the Panthers are probably first in line for Baker Mayfield. It makes sense. It lets all the things we just talked about. Robbie Anderson lit Baker up on Instagram and said, "No, do not want. Don't want him. Not gonna happen." Is it worth the risk, right? Like Robbie Anderson is expected to be, you would hope, is going to be a little bit more vital in the offense this year. Does that put you off from taking the guy, even if it is what is in the best interest of the team? Do you risk alienating that young wide receiver to make the move?
Yeah, that's something you need to kind of think about, right? Because I think the same thing was said when Sam Darnold was brought here. I don't think Robbie Anderson was the fondest of bringing Sam Darnold here, and you kind of look how that worked out. He was pretty bad with Sam, and that they couldn't get that thing to work. The chemistry just wasn't there. So I don't listen. I think everybody's opinion should be heard, and I actually appreciate guys being, transparent in their opinions towards the quarter. Because listen, we want them to be successful just as they want to be successful, right? We understand what happens when you bring in just another dude here to play quarterback. I'm sure they are extremely frustrated with that. Ask DJ Moore how frustrated he is with the quarterbacks he's played with over the past, since he's been in the league, right? He's been doing nothing but put up numbers with bum quarterbacks. And so I know he's frustrated. I know he wants a quarterback that he can ball with for the next 4 years and give him some consistency. So I understand that frustration. And I appreciate them. Well, not them. Robbie Anderson being vocal about his opinion, right? I think he's a professional. He knows what good quarterback play looks like. Well, maybe he doesn't because he's never played with a good one. But I appreciate it, and I think it should be considered, right? You want to keep everybody happy. You want obviously to a certain extent, you can't make everybody happy, but you should, when it comes to wide receiver play and that chemistry that has to be had, you have to consider that. And so I don't see Baker Mayfield coming to Carolina. When it first came out, he said he didn't want to come here. And apparently the feelings were mutual. And if you listen to what McAdoo said about Baker Mayfield before, I don't think it's going to be a good fit. There's too many people speaking against him in the past to then come here and be kumbaya. So I don't see it happening personally.
Rashad Beard, host of the Panther Nation podcast, joining us here on the Rob Brown Show and the Fan Upstage. So if that's not the guy, and it's a veteran guy that's going to be there, it pretty much leaves Jimmy Garoppolo on the table, really as the only option for the Panthers there. The question is going to be, Rashad, do we see anybody trade up ahead of Carolina? Right? The New York Giants are allegedly shopping at number 5. I can see Detroit shopping number 2. I can see the Texans shopping number 3. The problem, the limit that I have is if you're Carolina sitting at 6, if any one of those 3 picks does get shopped, does get given away, does get traded away to a team that wants a quarterback, the problem is if you don't go vet, you could be sitting out on draft night on the clock with none of the quarterbacks that you want. Really, there's only 2 to me. It's Malik and Kenny Pickett. I'm not taking that four with number 6. What does happen if Carolina's sitting there with number 6 pick on the board and Malik and Kenny both get selected before Carolina comes on the clock?
Well, if that were to happen, that would probably mean an elite left tackle would be there. That would probably mean Ikem Ekwonu or Evan Neal potentially has fallen to us. That's great too. But that speaks to that corner we backed ourselves into, right? Because you're right. I think Jimmy G is the only option at this point, and he's coming off shoulder surgery, so we don't know how healthy he is. He's damaged goods at this point. So but the realistic point is that he is the only guy that we can go out and get from a veteran standpoint without having to mortgage off our entire future, and we would have to wait for him to get released. And so in that, I mean, we're going to be sitting here with no quarterback, and in your scenario, yeah, we'd be pretty screwed, right? So at that point, you'd have to take the best player available, or trade back, or try to, if you can. It takes 2 to tango, right? Everybody drums up these trade scenarios, right? But we tried to trade back last year as well, and that didn't happen. It takes 2 to tango. You can't just drum up these scenarios and wish they happen. That doesn't work like that. So either we're going to take the best player at 6 and have to roll with Sam Darnold. I think that's an option they have to consider. They have to have considered that, right? So I think it'd be Sam Darnold being the guy at that point, and we just roll with the best left tackle, and we have to roll what we got and see what happens. Maybe down the road Jimmy G gets released, but that's kind of the reality. And the corner we backed ourselves into. It's not pretty when you sit down and analyze it. And that's how my brain works. I sat down and kind of played all these scenarios out like Dr. Strange, and I don't see that one way that he found. You know what I'm saying? So it's really interesting, and I'm interested to see how it shakes out.
I was going to say, we didn't need a reason to let Rashad Beard or throwing a multiverse reference at us is going to work just fine. Rashad Beard, one half of the host of the Panther Nation podcast. You can follow them on Twitter at Panther Nation PC, but more importantly, go to YouTube, look it up, hit that subscribe button if you are a Panthers fan, or if you like me and you're an NFC South guy, you want to keep an eye on the bad guys. Rashad Beard is the follow. The Panther Nation podcast on YouTube. Rashad, man, so glad to be back on the air, brother. We'll get into our time slot next week, and it'll be draft day, baby.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, let's get back to the normal schedule, man. It'll be great. Also, real quick plug, we did have a chance to interview Panther legend Steve Berline. It's a great interview, so check us out. Check out the highlight videos of that interview on our YouTube channel as well. But we're doing work, man. Appreciate the time.
Rashad Beard and the Panther Nation podcast. We are out for the hour. We only got 2 left on flies when you're making that legendary radio number. Back after this live from All Day Sports Bar. South Carolina.
Real sports talk and real sports fans.
The Fan Upstate
is the sports voice of you, the Upstate Fan.
Luckily, I happened to notice that the battery was almost dead. Part of the plug had come loose. I don't know if you saw me bend down, but I got the plug back in. There's a way to get to the out on here. I just don't remember how to do it, and it's through menu. And I don't know if you go home to do it, and I'm reluctant to do that.
How about, can we do both? Line out, yeah, local, yeah, local. That's what we were missing, right? That's got to be it. Hey, stream, can you hear me now? You can, look. I'm registering now. That's what it was.
Okay.
Let's go.
I remember when we first got the units, I was stuck at home.
Yeah.
Because everybody else had COVID, but I couldn't go anywhere. So Chris and I had worked that out. It's been like, I don't know, a year. So, all right. Solving problems. That's what we do.
Celebrate good times. Come on. All right, be right back, kids.
All right, Tim, you good?
I think I timed this out right.
Okay, so in the first couple hours, just get as close as possible. The last hour, though, you've got to time it out perfect because it goes into automation. So if you're within 10 or 20 seconds, one way or the other, that's fine. I prefer it be over maybe in the first 2 hours.
Can I use the offsides promo?
Well, since it's on StreamYard, I would never say no to using an offsides promo. Yeah, you can use whatever promos. You could also use a Rob Brown promo if you want.
Well, I didn't just wanted to make sure because I didn't know if it still said ESPN or not.
No, everything from that old station should be purged. Yes.
All right. Well, I just wanted to double check. I didn't want
to. I appreciate your diligence. And I'm glad I figured out what was up with the thing. And luckily,
I'm glad you figured it out too.
Luckily, I had an adapter that I used to use when I used my laptop doing Upstate Pulse. Still had it in my bag, so. But I
let him know that he has a Prisma Health after the exit on the next hour in the first segment.
Okay, so first break. What is that?
Yeah.
What are you eating? Yeah, I'll be back.
Hey, do y'all record the lives?
Say what, dude?
Do y'all record and save the lives?
We record the whole show.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I'm saying, do you put the lives in a different folder somewhere?
No, you can just if you just want to save the 3 hours unedited, we'll get it cleaned up after.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Miss Alice, can you get my water? Do you mind? You're watching that.
I didn't want you guys to have to hear me eating. Sorry.
Playoff games. He has a record of 7-9. Keep in mind that in more than half of those games, he's had home field
about
advantage, which says
30 seconds.
there is concern in the Green Bay Packers organization as to whether that guy can win in December and January, win in January and February.
You want to hear that?
You can say conclusively that there's a problem with Aaron Rodgers because he just is not.
Thank you.
Number one for real afternoon sports talk.
Offsides with Mark Ryan.
Thank you. The Fan.
Upstate. Upstate. WORD Spartanburg.
WFBC HD3 Greenville, the official sports voice of you, the Upstate Fan. CBS Sports Radio. An Odyssey station. Morning.
Man, check this out.
Your unofficial Rob Brown lockdown.
Represents being real. Yeah.
Real, unfiltered sports talk. Manufactured locally for the Carolinas.
Lockdown.
This is the Rob Brown Show.
Get Rob.
Only
The Fan. Upstate.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our numero dos of the Rob Brown Show, live and on location at Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill right here on Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville, South Carolina. I am Rob, the great one, the professor of perfection, Lonzo, sitting immediately to my right. That will be stage right because we're on a stage.
We're on a stage. You know, I've been sitting here, and this is probably the second time that you and I have been live. First time on this station, but I'm trying to figure out who's louder coming back from a break, you or Mark Ryan, and I haven't figured it out yet. I don't know who's louder. I don't know. Is it a Florida thing? Did they teach you something down there when you come back that you come back so strong? I don't know.
He teach me. He showed up on my stage.
No. I said a Florida thing. A Florida thing. That doesn't necessarily mean that he taught you.
Here's what I'll say. I think Mark Ryan is louder than me coming out of a break. I think that I am consistently louder than Mark through the hour.
All right. The consistent thing I agree with.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure about who's louder coming out of the break. I think maybe it depends on setting too, because Mark, in case you didn't know it, likes scaring people half to death.
He really does. I went with him, last year to an Ingalls show he did. And I, knowing Mark's loud on the return, still got jump scared by him opening up an hour. And the best part is if you watch him when he does it, it's the shout, and then he scans the room to see how many people he got that time.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it.
Hey, our jobs get attention, man. It's
it
literally
does.
our job description.
And if you ever see him out live, watch him do it and watch just a little corner of his mouth turn up when he sees someone jump.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill right here on Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Obviously, we're in South Carolina, in Greenville. Come on by and see us. We'd love to have you. And
hey, we're worldwide, man. I mean,
we really are. We got listeners in Germany, Denmark. We are huge on the Icelandic jazz station.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
So, here's what we're going to do. I gave away, because I am, and you will learn this about me if you don't already know, a pushover.
Easy. That's him.
I am a pushover. Last hour, I said the first person to come into Hall of Fame and just tell us they want a hat is going to get a hat. Well, we had not one but two folks show up within about 6 minutes, including our buddy Dave, who just came in and had some breakfast and listened to an hour of the show before he had to roll out. I'm going to make this next one a little harder. I got 5 more hats to give away over the course of the show. I got the solid navy blue, and we've got the black and silver trucker style hat. I got 5 more to give away, but we're going to get progressively more difficult as the show goes on.
Can I suggest? I want to suggest something. I would like an actual trucker to come and get the trucker hat.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, you can just drive a truck, but that makes you a trucker, right?
Good enough for me. Let's give away 2 here then. Let's give away 2. We got enough to give away 2 this hour. Here's what we're going to do. Number 1, next person to show up in a truck is getting a trucker hat. All right?
That's like 2/3 of the people in South Carolina.
Hey,
but,
make it easy. Next person to show up in a truck gets a hat. You will get the trucker hat version. The baseball hat version is going to go to this. In tribute to me, who at any given point, if you need a thing just ask me, because there's a very good chance it's in the back of the Jeep. All right? A thing. If you need a thing, ask me. It's in the Jeep. Including various sports balls, because you never know when a baseball game might break out, right? You'll never know when it's time to have a catch. The next person to roll up into Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill on Wade Hampton Boulevard in downtown Greenville, South Carolina, who comes in with a baseball. That's all you got to do.
Wow.
Come in with a baseball. If you're like me, Lonzo, how many baseballs I got floating around our office? About 6?
Floating's a good word. It really is.
Next person to come into Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill on Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville, driving a truck, you're getting a free The Fan Upstate trucker hat.
Trey says on the stream, dude, I'm literally with a coworker and we're in a delivery truck. Can we come and get 2? Laugh out loud.
Yes.
Or you could fight each other to see who gets to the door first.
Yes. You know what, Trey?
Which we would love to see.
Trey, by way of showing up on the stream every day, Trey, by way of earning P1 status, because P1 is earned, not given. Trey, you roll up here in a delivery truck, I will give you and your coworker both one. It's my show. I can do what I want, and also Roy left, so I'm in charge. Bad decision on his part. Next person to show up in a truck, get a trucker hat. Next person to bring in a baseball is going to get a baseball, The Fan Upstate hat. It's really just that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's really just that simple. Come on by. We'd love to see you guys. We are broadcasting live up until noon. And then, Lonzo, we're going to hang out because we want chicken wings and to play cornhole.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe you can't roll out right now because you're busy working, but you're able to go out for lunch, come out for lunch, and we'll still be here, and you'll get to see me play cornhole for the first time in my entire life. Yes, I am 53. Yes, I am a grandpa. And no, I have never played cornhole before. It happens. I mean, in Ohio, it's horseshoes. I've never seen cornhole till I moved here, and now I've seen it a bunch of times, but unfortunately, I don't have any friends, so I can't, you can't play if you don't have friends. That's just how that works.
Hang on, I'm going to get you a T-shirt, too. What's your name, big dog? David just came in. David was like, hey, I was driving by, listen to the show. And he said, I just wanted to see what you guys look like, which means the most disappointed person in Greenville, South Carolina is David right now.
I don't know what you're talking about. I look good.
Yeah, so come on by. And by the way, because, again, I'm a massive pushover, I'm giving David a hat because he showed up and was very, very nice to me.
I'm going to say, if you want me to talk while you give him a shirt, I can do that.
He's taken care of.
Okay.
I'm going to get you in the break. Hang out, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
David's getting a T-shirt, too. By the way, anybody who comes by gets a T-shirt. The only rule is be here before I run out of them.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
We will run out eventually.
Oh, 100%. We've done 3 or 4 so far already. Come on by, like David did, say hi, be nice to me. I'm probably going to give you a hat anyway. But next guy to walk in, next guy or gal to walk in with a baseball, you're getting the navy blue baseball hat. Next person to come in driving a truck is getting the trucker hat. And I got T-shirts for everybody that comes in before I run out of them. It's just that easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's just that easy. All right. Thanks again to Rashad Beard for joining us in that last segment. Here's what jumped out at me about that interview, Lonzo. Rashad has been anti-vet quarterback since the end of the season, right? I have brought up multiple times. What about Baker? What about Russell? What about Jimmy G? What about a vet quarterback? And Rashad has been anti-vet quarterback like the whole time. Has said, nope, I don't want to cast off. I don't want damaged goods. I don't want somebody else unless they've got a ring or a significantly deep run and is not coming off of surgery, which was a part of his problem with Jimmy Garoppolo. Now all of a sudden he sounds like he's on board, and I think it's because, and we'll talk to Rashad one more time before the draft next Thursday evening, I think it's because the Panthers have put themselves in a corner. They're out of options.
Here's what I got out of it. He doesn't want Baker. That's what I got out of it. And that he's willing to take Jimmy Garoppolo even though he's coming off of shoulder surgery.
I don't think you're wrong. And I do wonder how much of it has to do with the fact that Robbie Anderson went absolutely bananas on social media when the reports about Baker dropped and Robbie was like, no. But here's the other thing. When you're talking about Baker, a guy who the narrative has been since he got released by, or since he got benched by Cleveland for Deshaun, the narrative from Baker has been what? I feel disrespected. I feel like they were dishonest. I feel like they lied to me. I feel disrespected by the Browns? Do you think he's going to want to go play for a place whose number 1 or 2 wide receiver, depending on who you ask, just very publicly went on Instagram and said bleep no about that guy, right? Baker walks in the listen, I've started a lot of new jobs in my lifetime.
Voluntarily, of course.
Yeah. Sometimes. So I've started a lot of new jobs in my career. And I got to tell you, it is painfully awkward to roll up into a job that you know the minute you walk in, somebody important in that position already dislikes you. Before you even show up, they already don't want you there. I got to wonder if Baker would even say yes to the Panthers. Now, in fairness, we talked about the Panthers being backed into the corner. Not like Baker's got a whole list of options out there available.
I was going to say, anywhere Baker goes, there's going to be some opposition because he's been painted in a light that, people, which I just don't understand how he's being painted in my opinion, the sports media just decided, hey, we don't like this guy, so we're going to pick on him. But all he's done is won games in Cleveland. Why do you not want a guy who's won games in Cleveland? The one place where I don't think he would have to worry about it is if he goes to Pittsburgh.
All right,
if he goes to Pittsburgh, I think they would welcome him with open arms for a couple of reasons. One, because they'll be able to say, take that, Cleveland. We just took your guy. And they will know that Baker will want revenge, and he'll get to play Pittsburgh twice a year.
That's a good call. Here's the thing. To the Panther fans going, Baker's not the guy, Baker's not good enough, et cetera, et cetera. Let's play a fun little game here. The Rob Brown Show Home Edition. Baker Mayfield was brought into the league by the Cleveland Browns in 2017. The Cleveland Browns were coming off a year in which they were 1-15 the previous year.
Where they may or may not have lost on purpose.
Yes.
We don't know.
2 years into Baker's career in Cleveland, Baker Mayfield brought the Cleveland Browns, a team that I think should have to change their name because it's disrespectful to me. All right? Took the Cleveland Browns, 1-15 the year before he got there, to the damn playoffs. 3 years into Matt Rule's career. So we're on the same timeline here. How many times has Matt Rule taken the Carolina Panthers to the playoffs?
That would be 0.
Correct. None. Not a one. Well, Baker can't get it done. Really? Because Bake did it in Cleveland. And I got to tell you, if Cleveland can make the playoffs with Baker Mayfield, Carolina damn sure better. You damn sure better be able to make the playoffs if you get that guy. That's why Baker is the guy. And if Robbie Anderson has a problem with it, hey, Carolina, you drafted a young man out of LSU last year to do what Robbie Anderson does. Robbie, you don't want to play with Baker? I get it. I understand. That's fine. You don't have to play with Baker. Have a seat.
Yeah,
right over there, into the pine.
Point out more receivers coming out this year that are really, really good than in a lot of years past. So Robbie can go bye-bye, and they can pick someone up in the draft that's probably equal to him or better.
Let's see. The preferred home services text line is 71307. Here's a couple of texts that have come in so far. A couple of texts. That's the plural of text. Texts. A couple of texts that have come in so far.
You're smarter than me, so I'll just take your word for it.
Oh, no, I'm an idiot is what it comes down to. Let's see. Fan. As a Panthers fan, I'd rather roll with Sammy D one more time than get Jimmy G. Why? Correct me if I'm wrong. My memory is really fuzzy, and I am in a bar at 8 a.m. Do you remember what game did Jimmy Garoppolo end his season in last year, Lonzo?
I believe that was the NFC Championship game.
The NFC freaking Championship game.
But this is another case where a player has been painted in a bad light for some reason, and no one knows why. Maybe it's just because He looks so good, they don't want him to do well. That could be what it is.
I got to tell you,
there's some envy there.
Yeah, Jimmy G is good and good looking. If he rolls up into Charlotte, there's going to be some fellas that are out the game with the ladies. That's the only rationale I got. Don't bring Jimmy G to my town because then it's going to be harder to pick up women. That's the only thing I've got. And listen, I'm not saying like over Malik or any of these other guys. At that point, we can have a discussion about known commodity versus potential huge upside with some unknown risk there.
Two different guys, both of them winning quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And people don't want them.
Jimmy G just went to an NFC title game. Like 2 months ago. He played in one that he brought. Now, granted, he had Debo, and that's a big boost. But CMC stays healthy. You're telling me he doesn't have the capability to put up similar numbers to Debo, right? Like, of course he does. That's why you guys have not gotten rid of the injury factor in that 22.
What if you could bring in Jimmy G and Debo to Carolina? Both possibilities.
Danger. Fan. What happened to Matt Corral being QB1 in this draft? I don't know that he ever was. I think that Matt Corral had some hype going into this last college football season that he would be a potential number one guy. A potential number one guy. He had a good year at Ole Miss, but do me a favor. I want you to go back into the old memory banks. Can you tell me anything about any one performance of Matt Corral this year?
Who's Matt Corral?
So no would have been just fine. Can you, honestly, I'm a football guy. Literally during football season, we call the lady friend a football widow, right? Because that's from Saturdays from 10 a.m. until whenever the last West Coast game goes off the radio. It's all I do. Can you see Matt Corral's face in your head?
No. No,
if I showed you a picture of Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, could you tell me which one was Matt Corral or Kenny Pickett?
Well, I could pick out Kenny Pickett.
Okay,
so yeah, it's just those two.
Fair enough. So, again, my question becomes, why Matt Corral? The guy didn't stand out. Malik stood out. Good and bad. Positive and negative. There were some spots that Malik was a bit questionable, right? There was a spot where Malik was questionable. There was also spots that Malik was in a fuego, including against an SEC opponent, all right? Malik has jumped Matt Corral. Kenny Pickett is viewed as the most NFL-ready guy in this draft, right? Kenny Pickett is viewed as the guy whose fundamental techniques are the most NFL-ready. So, that's why those two guys jumped him. Let's see. Texter says, fan, Jimmy G was on a loaded 49ers team, and he's injury-prone. Now with a bum shoulder, no more retreads. I get it. San Francisco had Debo. Let's just call it what it was. And a good run game. All right? But again, are you telling me that you believe, and I'm asking this honestly, Texter, if I switched last season Sam Darnold and Jimmy Garoppolo, if I just flipped them into each other's roles, is Sam Darnold going to an NFC Championship game last year?
No, he's not.
No, there's your answer. That's literally the discussion. Is there a dude that believes if you put Darnold in the same spot that Jimmy Garoppolo was in San Francisco last year, that Sam Darnold would have had the same results? Numbers-wise, stat-wise, results-wise, does anybody think Sam Darnold would have taken last year's San Francisco team to an NFC title game? I don't. Not in 100 efforts do I think he would have got there. So, no, I'm not going there. Texas says, ask your guest, why no talk about Jordan Love? He's more talented than anyone in the draft or on the trade block.
Is he?
Really? We don't know that.
Really? I was going to say, how do you know that?
Yeah, we don't know that. We haven't seen enough of Jordan Love to make that. Now, the argument you can make there is we don't know if he's better than anybody in the draft for both ends, right? We don't know how good Jordan Love's going to be. We also don't know how good Malik, Kenny, or Matt can be when they get to the league as well.
I can tell you this, Jordan Love is not good enough to make Green Bay let go of Aaron Rodgers.
Or is Aaron Rodgers just too good to be let go of by Green Bay, right? I mean, I can address it the other way as well. It's a good point, but I can address it the other way as well. Now, I will say this. Green Bay is good enough that they have not moved on from Jordan Love yet. right? They're keeping him in the fold. They're keeping him there. And I would say Green Bay.
But that's good business because you know that Aaron Rodgers is going to leave at some point.
100%.
Soon.
100%. But again, Green Bay could have traded Jordan Love for a second-round draft pick at any point they wanted to, like if not more, right? And built up somewhere else, and yet they're hanging on to him. There's a reason for that, right? Maybe it's because A-Rod's leaving. Maybe it's because Jordan Love is showing out in practice, and Green Bay knows, hey, by the way, I'd say Green Bay's got a pretty good track record of evaluating quarterbacks. In 24 seasons, you know how many starting quarterbacks Green Bay's had? Friggin' two. Brett and A-Rod of the football persuasion. That's it. In that same period of time, the Cleveland Browns, and this is a fact, have had 3,916 starting quarterbacks in the same period of time. That's a fact, right? If Green Bay's got eyes on Jordan Love, problem is, I don't think Green Bay's putting him on the block. Like, it's a nice thought, but if you want Jordan Love out of Green Bay, you're going to have to come off a treasure chest, and Carolina ain't got no booty. They just don't got no booty. Let me take a break. We'll come back. We can pick up this discussion. We got some NBA talk and more. Come on in. Next person to roll up into Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill here on Wade Hampton Boulevard, carrying a baseball, is getting the Fan Upstate baseball cap and T-shirt. Next person to roll up into the parking lot in a truck is getting a T-shirt and a Fan Upstate trucker hat. Lonzo and I, we're like Santa, but more fun. He's Lonzo. I'm Rob. You're listening to The Rob Brown Show. This is the Fan Upstate.
To Prisma?
Oh, okay.
No, wait.
Listen on your phone. Download the Odyssey app and search
The Fan.
Upstate.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about my friends at Prisma Health right here in
accept water. So leaf filter
No, that's not true.
damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me. Bingo. Plus
Keegan said, "Are we giving away hats?"
So your gutters are covered for life.
Maybe. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna say this: any of y'all that are consistently in the stream, Steven, Trey, Zach, Keegan, Roger, any of you guys that show up on the stream on the daily, you're getting a hat no matter what. Just show up.
Don't forget,
show up.
Don't forget Tayshawn.
Tayshawn.
Yeah.
Any of you guys show up, you get a hat because you're with us every single day, pumping the brand.
Hey, look what Roger asked you.
Roger, if you show up in a fire truck, I will absolutely buy you a beer. Are you kidding me? That being said, I suspect if you show up in a fire truck, you are not allowed to drink a beer. Is that that's a good assumption, right?
Yeah, probably.
However, that being said, you show up in a fire truck, absolutely. Absolutely.
That could be the vehicle that he drives home.
Fair enough.
Oh.
Filled with a grande toasted breakfast burrito, hash brown, 2 Cinnabon Delights, and a coffee.
By the way, Keegan, I have been here before. The last time I was here, Mark Ryan and I did the show, did a draft special a couple years ago.
Only on the fan. Upstate.
Yeah, no, I know we're back. I was letting the anticipation build for just a moment. It's a show business thing, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The Rob Brown Show is on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Hello, Upstate South Carolina. Hello, America. What up, world? Great to be with you, Robin Lonzo, here on a beautiful Upstate Friday afternoon, baby, and we are live and on location. Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill right here on Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Come on by and see us. We'd love to have you guys. Had a handful of folks come by. We have Steven come by. We've had Dave come by. We've had David come by. And asked me to give a special shout out to Toby, who is listening. He told me a story that Toby texted to the show like a while ago. And I want to say it was like last spring, and maybe in the spring I just moved here. I don't even know if Zoe was on the show at this point yet. But we had gotten to talking about the pollen in spring or something. I don't remember what set it up. But we got a story from a guy that told us he was stung by a bee, Lonzo. Why would that story be noteworthy of going on air?
Was he stung down there?
Correct.
Okay.
That is exactly
so
what
you're
happened.
saying being stung down there is our kind of story?
I'm not saying that for the record. So shout out to Toby, the world's most unfortunate bee sting victim. Appreciate you listening every day, big dog. Glad to have you hanging out in the Rob Browniverse.
I hate that I missed the story. Did he go directly to the emergency room?
I vaguely remember, but I don't remember. Toby, if you're listening, text that story in again. Why not? Toby, if you are listening, text that story in once again. We are here for it. All right. Phone lines are up at 844-FAN phone, 844-FANFONE. That's the phone number. The Preferred Home Services text line's there for you, too, at 71307. Start your text with FAN, F-A-N. We'll read them on the air. A couple more texts. You guys are driving the show today. I like it.
Hey, we got the trucker hats gone.
We got the trucker hat gone. Let's go. I love it. All right. I got one more. Next person that shows up with a baseball. That's all you got to do. Show up with a baseball, and you're taking home one of the Navy Blue baseball caps as well. And by the way, Roy's back, and he's in charge of merch gear. Thanks for coming by, fellas. Good to see y'all. Next person that comes by with a baseball and brings that up to me and Zoe, Roy's going to hook you up with a Navy Blue Fan Upstate baseball cap. You will now be the, what's that make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You will now be the 5th person in the Upstate to earn one of these. There are only 4 of them floating around Greenville right now that don't belong to somebody who works at the radio station. If you want one, bring a baseball. And coming up in about, we'll call it 20 minutes right before we end this hour, I will give you the next ransom item to bring in and pick yourself up a Fan Upstate hat.
You said ransom. You meant random, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I don't like the implications of the ransom thing.
Texter says, Fan, I'm going to enjoy watching the Seahawks be one of the worst teams in the NFL for the next few years. Fry those birds. Seattle's in a bad spot.
They are. They are for sure.
Spot. No Russ. DK Metcalf has been wanting out. My goodness, I'm sorry to stop the show again, but we are in the midst of greatness, ladies and gentlemen, as Chris Lewis, the president of the Greenville Triumph, Doug Irwin, their CBO, have now entered the building.
I was going to say, your jaw dropped for a moment, and you went quiet for just it was a second. It was peaceful.
Listen, it is rare that you're just sitting in a bar and in walks local sports royalty. It doesn't happen often, man. And we're here, and they still showed up. Questionable decision-making. It's a good thing they run a soccer team better than their own day-to-day lives, but we appreciate it either way. Chris and Doug are here from the Greenville Triumph. Why aren't you? Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill, Wade Hampton, come on by. We'd love to see you. All right, we got hats, we got shirts. We are giving them all away, but you got to come here to pick it up because, and this is true, I'm too lazy to bring it.
Wait. Trey, that was you? You came in and got the trucker hat?
Wait. You came in, got the hats, and then left?
You waved, but you didn't come over and say hi?
My thought was like, Trey got beat by the guys in the truck to pick up the trucker hats. It's literally Trey who waves at us from a distance and leaves. That's all right,
He
Trey.
could at least came and talk. He saw we were on the air.
He did.
No, that's
he did. I respect that. I respect that. All right, let's do this. Let's run to our last break. Texter says, fan, stop yelling at me, Rob.
Oh, it's loud in here. It really is. And you could come down to Hall of Fame Sports Grill and hear how loud it actually is.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back here in just a moment. We've got plenty more that we are going to talk about. Speaking of the Greenville Triumph, a few more thoughts that I had after Wednesday's match as they get set up. Tomorrow evening, Tormenta FC coming to town at Legacy Early College. Shocking. I'll be there for that match, too. We'll talk a little bit about what they've got going on. Greenville Drive, by the way. Got to get some drive talk in. They've been playing really well to start the season. We'll talk about that. Plenty more NFL talk as we are now then less than a week away from the NFL draft. So we got to get into that and more. Trey said, we've got to go do a delivery. We'll come back after that.
Hey, Adam is stuck at the light body IHOP.
Well, Adam.
We'll still be here, Adam.
It turns out we got a little while longer. We're running to a break. He's Lonzo. I'm Rob. T2 Tim Snow back in the studio holding the fort down for us. We're back after this. This is the Rob Brown Show. This is the Fan Upstate.
New to the Upstate. Hey, it's DA. Wake up with a morning jolt of in-depth sports analysis and discussion every weekday.
All right, Tim, take the commercials out of utility for a second. Oh. When is the next live? Do you know?
Your pick. And if both of you want the same one, I'm going to.
So what you're saying is it's no time soon, I guess. Sorry, stream, you're hearing us do behind the scenes thing, but that's
It's next hour, the first segment. It's a health fair.
Okay, cool. Go. All right, Keegan, you're absolutely right. Tim is winning best hair. I'm guessing that Tim uses some kind of conditioner, which I don't do. Straight up shampoo for me. Tim, I think, put some work into his hair. Probably not as much as Rob does.
I actually don't use conditioner.
All right, so now he dogs me again. It's not a competition, by the way. It's not.
Well, I have dreadlocks in, so I can't use conditioner.
So you're saying you're unwashed? Okay. All right. So
no, that's not true. I do use conditioner, but it's like a spray bottle that I spray like the top layer with, and then it's effort.
so here's what I'm getting out of this. Okay, so it's good that I'm not in studio with Tim right now because his hair stinks. So you may think that Tim's hair is beautiful and everything, but it's smelly. So there. I'm not jealous.
Why does your hair stink?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're just jealous, man.
Well, Keegan said he didn't want to cause any drama, so I made sure there was drama because I'm just trying to make Keegan feel bad about the drama that he just caused.
Well,
no, Keegan. Here's how this works. Every radio station has a rule that you have to have at least one hippie on staff. Now we've got two, so when I move on, Tim will be taking the role of solo hippie in the station. When I say move on, I mean, retire someday. I don't mean move on as in, and then be gone. No, not that. By the way, Keegan, no dread hate here. I would like to do dreads. My wife said no. So
my wife helped me do them, but I had to force her to do it.
Yeah, it comes down to that. One time,
I had to make several deals with her to get her to do it.
Yeah, I was able to dye my tips at one point red, but it was only the temporary kind, because I just wanted to see what it looked like. It's a very wrestling rock and roll thing to do. What can I say? All right, Tim, how much time do we have?
We have about 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
And that was our second break, so we got one break left. By the way, so CBS should record in this hour. Have fun finding it. When you go back, it'll say 14 minutes on it. It will stop recording around 43. So here's the problem, because we went to break early. You're going to have to try to edit it while that last break is playing.
You talking about?
No, never mind. He's not in studio. You can listen to it all you want. I'm used to him being in the studio, me not being able to. So anyway, it is. What I do is I widen the wave a little bit. There's a little
about the sports flash, right?
Yeah. I widen the wave when I'm editing it, and there's a gap of just music. You can spot it. Once you spot it, you can find the end of it every time.
Okay, yeah, that's what I did the first time when I.
You got a minute.
When you weren't here.
Yeah, I'm getting good at finding the end. I just can't find the beginning that quick.
About a minute and 45.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did it in the quick edit in wide orbit.
Right.
Okay.
They have
easy Japanesey.
They have a new guy doing it, and I think it's a new program, and I think it's a little bit easier to find now. You'll have to tell me if it's easier for you, but it's starting to get easier for me. ESPN was a piece of cake because of how much music they played in front of and behind to spot the wave. Hey, Rob.
I keep using the wrong keyboard.
Rob.
We're coming back. I'll jump out with you in a minute.
Was it GXP or?
It's GXP. You actually got about 30.
Baby.
You got about 30 seconds. I just want to make sure you were over here.
Yeah, no, you know my time management skills. That was the correct decision.
That's why I get paid large amounts of money.
Keegan said, I don't want to cause any drama, but I think Tim is winning.
You missed the drama.
Did I?
Yeah, it comes down to his hair may look better, but mine smells better. That's what I'm going with. So, I mean, there's that. I'm also
he's dreadlock hating.
Yeah, I'm 20 years older than Tim also, so my hair's thinning. It used to be thick like that when I was his age. Back in the day.
Back in my day.
Back in 1995.
All right, 5 seconds.
The Rob Brown Show back on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. We are live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill on Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Come on by. We'd love to see you. Chris and Doug from the Triumph have learned that they should have sat about 6 seats further away from me, though.
Yeah, because you're going to jump every single time.
100%. Listen, I think that because Lonzo is the fade master when it comes to the board, and T2 is the fade master when it comes to the board, that a lot of people think I just sound like I'm yelling. No, I am. Even in public. It's just kind of how it works, man.
And our headphones in the studio are more noise canceling than these are. I'm going to have trouble hearing out my left ear for a while this weekend.
Listen, do you want great radio or do you want just kind of good radio?
I want award-winning radio.
Damn right you do.
Brown.
Absolutely, and that's why we're here. All right, a couple more things that I want to get into here on the show today. By the way, I have 2 laptops working today, and the only thing that has accomplished so far, is that I get confused because I forget which one I'm doing what on.
It's a lot of fun to watch. You've made fun of me, I believe, quite a bit when I've got like 5 screens and sometimes do that. And
yeah,
but you're making it work, Rob.
All right, let me talk about this real quick. Found this on Yahoo Sports last night, and I find it kind of interesting. There was a piece that was penned by Gabe Lacroix, Lacroix.
Sounds accurate.
Lacroix.
I think you're doing it correctly.
It's French. Gabe Lacroix, I think is his name. Anyway, he writes, quote, "For the Oakland Athletics, it's all going to plan," end quote. Well, the A's actually playing better baseball than I expected them to this year. What does that mean, though? What is he talking about? Well, the Oakland Athletics are angling to get themselves a new baseball stadium, as are, it feels like every professional sports franchise in America, some of them far more deserving than others. Wink, wink, nod freaking nod. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, this past Wednesday evening, the Oakland Athletics hosted a baseball game, a Major League Baseball game, a professional Major League Baseball game. They were playing the Orioles. Now, for the record, let me put it on the record that the Baltimore Orioles are probably the worst team in Major League Baseball. Like, by a lot, all right? If the O's win 40 games this year, I'll be blown away. They're that bad. Well, at Ring Central Coliseum, they announced the attendance. And if you're not watching on the stream, I put attendance in vigorous air quotes. Because, Lonzo, the attendance for a Major League Baseball game, 3,748.
Was it raining?
No.
Was it cold?
No.
That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad.
3,748. Which, by the way, was fewer people that were in Legacy Early College Wednesday night for that match. There were more people watching Charlotte FC play the Greenville Triumph in person than they're watching the Oakland A's play the Baltimore Orioles in a Major League Baseball game. All right? It was the smallest crowd at a Major League game without pandemic restrictions since an August 2019 game where 5,297 showed up to watch the Marlins, and I have it on record that 4,016 of them showed up because Scott Stapp was performing that night. I don't know if that's true, but it made me laugh.
I think Scott Stapp would get more people in there than that.
Here's what it comes down to. The A's are looking for a new stadium, and there are members of the Oakland media who are directly accusing the Oakland A's of doing everything that they can to keep fans from coming to the game and blame it on a stadium that's not up to par, right? Well, people aren't going to come here. The Coliseum was opened in 1966. It has played home to the Oakland Athletics since 1968. It was a top 10 Major League park back when it was a baseball-only facility. Obviously, there have been changes, but this guy writes in an article, and again, take it with the whole shaker of salt, because who knows how much truth there is in his claims here. But he has said that there have been events like sewage backups in Ring Central Coliseum over the years that he says he believes the Oakland Athletics are intentionally allowing to happen because the worse the stadium looks, the better argument they have to try to convince people to buy them a new one.
Okay, how do you cause the sewage to back up? How do you do that? I mean, how do you?
Lonzo, I don't know. And for the record,
is there some nefarious person that you call and say, "Hey, man, we need a backup"?
You know who it is? Same guy that's in charge of your chemtrails. It's the same guy.
No, that guy.
Nope, it's him. It's them. It's they.
That guy's a little. Those guys are a little more technical than backing up the sewer system.
It's a they.
Do you
It's
just
today.
make sure that they don't flush? I just don't. I mean, I don't see how you do that for an entire stadium.
Here is what here's what this cat wrote. He said, let's start with the heel turn.
Did he actually say that?
Right there. Let's start with
Wait. That's a wrestling term.
That's a wrestling
People
reference.
don't watch wrestling.
No, only
you
real
can't
men.
do that.
Let's start with the heel turn of A's president Dave Cavall, who presented himself as the fan-friendly, public-facing voice of a bright new era of Oakland baseball. He littered his social media feeds with boom and 100 emojis. I believe it's 100 emojis now. Celebrating unlikely wins, directly answering fans' queries as if he could solve anything, and introducing aesthetically pleasing and incentive-laced entry points such as food trucks, a treehouse in-game hangout, and an all-A's access plan that in its first year doubled the season ticket base and very much looked like the future of sports attendance. He said, quote, silly us, we thought it was for the purpose of pleasing clientele. Instead, these clearly were trial balloons aimed at workshopping ideas for a new stadium. Since the Raiders left and the pandemic ended, the A's have held all the cards, and their actions suggest as much. The all-A's access was discontinued. Since then, parking has been jacked up to over $30 a slot, even in sparsely attended game. Single game tickets were raised. It is now $25 to sit third deck. And remember, this is a football stadium, so it's built more up than a baseball stadium would, more up and out. You're looking at $25 to sit in the nosebleeds. A bleacher seat went from $456 in 2019 to $840 in 2022, despite the fact that the team is, and again, a scientific term, bad at baseball. They are charging upwards of $800 to sit out there in the outfield bleachers. Look, it comes down to this. We are at kind of, I think, a really weird part in professional sports in the country, right? Because teams want new stadiums. Fans want them to be in state-of-the-art stadiums, with a few exceptions who like the feel of an old stadium. I'll tell you, I went to Fenway, and, man, there was just, like, something about being in that old of a stadium that, like, there was an air of authenticity around Fenway, right? Like, Ted Williams played here, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, all the greats played in this building. But I think if you ask the majority fans, especially younger fans, they want shiny new stadium, right? And those of us who like a pizza more than a treadmill, we want wider seats. It is what it is. We're in a kind of a turning point in professional American sports because not only do these teams want new stadiums, but if this guy's point is accurate and that the A's are intentionally doing what they can to diminish attendance so that they can blame it on being in an old, broken down, rundown stadium, which it is. This is a this is a team manipulating a fan base to then get that fan base to purchase into a new stadium. Now, I have no problem with a community providing some funding for a stadium, assuming that the team going into that stadium is going to invest back into the community, right? Because I've already got the text coming in going, oh, Rob, you're being a hypocrite. The Triumph won a stadium. Right. But I have, hands-on with them, watched the Triumph put more back into this community than any team I've been around in my 15 years of doing this gig, right? I don't know if the Oakland A's are going to do that, and that's kind of where you start to lose me a little bit. But I am interested to see what's going to happen in 5, 6, 7 years when Tepper is ready for his new stadium, when the Carolina Panthers are wanting to upgrade from BOA. Will we see David Tepper play hardball and do the same thing? We're watching the Rock Hill complex, and my answer, I think, is yes. Now, I'm going to say this. It's going to sound like a shot. It's not. The Panthers don't seem to need a whole lot of help to keep their fans from coming out to the stadium. They're doing a pretty good job.
As I was going to say, just start Sam Darnold again this year, and you're gonna take care of that.
But I think this could end up being kind of a turning point for professional sports about where do they really fall on the priority list of the general public, right? Like, where do they fall on the priority list of the general public? Do we care enough about them that we are willing to invest more so that the Oakland A's are happy? Because right now, I got to tell you, if I'm an A's fan and I'm watching prices go up while payroll comes down, I'm watching the cost of parking go from $15 to $30 over season. I'm watching bleacher tickets be raised by 75%, and your payroll went down 75%, and you're expected to be a 65-win team this year. I kind of got a problem with that. I kind of feel ripped off. I kind of feel abandoned by that. I don't really have a hot take on this, though, other than I think over the next few years, as more teams start to want stadium, and by the way, as fewer and fewer people are hardcore sports fans, right? Like more and more kids aren't really becoming sports fans because there's so many other avenues of entertainment available that weren't available 20 years ago. Could we get to a point where a community tells a team, you know what? We don't want you here anymore. Like, we're not interested in this aspect anymore. We don't want this anymore, especially like in Charlotte. Even after a 4-win win streak, there were more Philadelphia Eagle fans in the building than there were Carolina Panthers fans.
Well, in the case like in Charlotte, what do you do then? If you tell the fan, if the fans tell them you don't want them there anymore, what do you do with the stadium? Do you tear it down and build something else there? I just don't. I don't think we've come to that point in society, especially in America, where people are going to say no more sports.
I'm intrigued. How do you feel if you're an A's fan, right? Like, you're watching your team.
Well, apparently they've got some hardcores that are willing to pay extra for parking.
About 3,000.
Yeah, they got some.
That's all of them, but about 3,000 of them. All right. By the way, absolute badge of honor that on Wednesday night, there were just over 3,000 fans watching an MLB game in an MLB park, and we packed over 4K into the Triumph game. Yes, that is absolutely something that is a badge of honor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's run to our final top of the hour break. When we come back, we got 1 hour of Sports Talk Radio greatness underway. We're going to burn that hour up. Then Lonzo's going to play some cornhole. Cannot wait. He's got the arm warmed up, ladies and gentlemen. I expect him to come into the last hour like a pitcher with just like a full jacket on, but just one sleeve of it, Ice pack wrapped around the elbow.
Maybe a massage. Maybe I get someone in working on that.
I'm just
loosening it up.
Kristen, can we trade out a massage therapy client in the next 45 minutes?
It's kind of tight.
She's working on it. All right, second top of the hour break. We're coming back after this for the final hour of the Rob Brown Show live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill on Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. This is the Fan Upstate.
Get raw. This is the Rob Brown Show on the Fan Upstate. Jim Rome and the Jungle.
It was an enormous
it's
day.
him.
Kenny Pickett. Reportedly, every single team except for the Rams were there to see the quarterback prospect.
Yeah.
And of course,
So,
look at his famous tiny.
Pick a longer bed when you're doing that.
But I'm sure.
Yeah, sorry.
His hand
It's all right.
actually grew over the past 2 weeks. He did the work, and hopefully now that will make this a total.
You good?
I was trying to get.
Trying to edit the thing? I told you it's hard to find. Take the commercials out of the utility for me.
No, I got that edited down already. I
Okay.
was trying to find the bed. That's what I was trying to do.
After you already, if you're using, see, that's why I just put them up in channel 2 or 3. And if it's a short bed, I just double it up, especially if you're not going to be using anything else in those channels. But you run things differently, so.
No, I do double usually, but usually when I was doing it with him before, he was usually out before the end of the bed. That's why I'm not worried about it. But I will I've learned from this.
Well, he can also see things when we're in studio that he can't see here, including the expression of the person across from him going, "Stop." And this is our first time doing a live thing on this station with him, so we are learning. We're getting a very good. By the way, if you're watching on the stream, getting a very good turnout of people coming in, getting T-shirts and hats. So we really, really appreciate that, and it's really cool. I mean, I could say we're a new station, but we're not. We just have a different name. So we've been around, I think, 7 years. I can't remember. Once you start pushing a decade, you just start forgetting about how long you've been around. But it's really cool, even with the rebranding, to get people out. And don't forget, if you are unable to come right now because you're working, but you're watching on stream, but you got it at lunch, and you're within driving distance, come to Hall of Fame Sports Grill and hang out with us, because it's not a joke. I have never played cornhole before in my entire life, and it's probably going to be ugly. More than likely, it's going to be ugly.
You've never played cornhole?
No, cornhole did not exist, at least in my but I'm from a very poor neighborhood, but we had horseshoes. We did not have cornhole.
I used to play cornhole all the time, man. I'm actually pretty good at it.
I'm sure you are. Does your hair get in the way?
I don't know. I've never played it when I've had long hair.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm probably, I don't know.
Not this long anyway.
I'm sure
Probably not, though.
there are going to be photographic opportunities, and because of that, I might have to let the hair go. So, if the breeze is blowing just a certain way, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man.
Those short hair people, they don't get it.
There's got to be a certain breeze speed.
I might even, yeah.
In a certain direction, you have to turn a certain way. So.
I might even do the Fabio hair flip. You probably don't know what that is, but that's fine.
Actually, I do know who Fabio is.
Okay, all right. When I
old school. Right?
I was gonna say when I weighed 400 pounds, I called myself the Fat Fabio. So I mean, it was that was my rap name.
Yeah, the guy I used to DJ with used to call me that all the time.
Called you Fabio.
Yep.
I think you got to have blonde hair or blondish hair to be Fabio.
Yeah. My hair's gotten darker though over the years.
All right, on the
probably a lot lighter back then.
On the stream, what wrestler does Tim look like? I know we got wrestling fans out there. He definitely looks like a professional wrestler right now. All right, not in build, but or the lead singer of a band that Diesel listens to. One of those.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Hey, I listen to that same music.
We came to say hi to you too, but you're always busy.
All right, hey, we're coming back in about 45 seconds.
Someone needs to talk to the stream. So, yeah.
I'd like to go, because I don't think I've met Lozno live. We just talked to him on the phone.
Well, thank you.
Oh, and you're going to have a health dare after the next out.
We're working on it. Rob's awesome. I'm just here. All right, we got. Hey, Rob. Put it back in utility. Thank you, Tim.
That Zion Williamson is not trending in the bust direction.
You're the best. Thanks. For real afternoon sports talk.
Offsides with Mark Ryan.
3 to 7 on the Fan. The Fan.
Upstate.
The Fan.
Upstate.
WYRD Greenville.
WORD Spartanburg.
WFBC HD3 Greenville. The official sports voice of you, the Upstate Fan.
CBS Sports Radio. An Odyssey station.
Warning. Man, check this out.
Your unofficial Rob Brown lockdown.
Represents being real. Yeah.
Real, unfiltered sports talk. Manufactured locally for the Carolinas.
Lockdown.
This is the Rob Brown Show.
Get robbed.
Only on
The Fan. Upstate.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The third, the final, the best, the money hour of the Rob Brown Show goes right now. This is the Fan Upstate. Why are you pulling your headset away, Lonzo? You can't hear me if you pull your headset away.
No, see, the way these headsets works, the local comes in the left ear, the return back from the station comes in the right ear. So if I pull the left ear off, you loud in person I'm used to, but you loud in here I cannot fix. So just trying to save myself. By the way, you missed an awkward moment. Guys from Triumph are here.
Yeah.
I was just complimented, and in the middle of the compliment, I had no idea what to say. So he's not listening now, so he doesn't know. Just right in the middle, it's just like looking around like, I don't know what to say. So if you do come to Hall of Fame Sports Grill and meet me, it'll be good for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Then I'm just gonna.
He just clams up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And also, while you were away, we asked the stream. Tune into the stream because we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. What wrestler does T2 look like, or does he look like the leader of a heavy metal band?
No, they don't want none. They don't want none.
I think
that's it. That's it. It looks like a young AJ Styles. He really does.
I think Keegan nailed it.
He really does. Young AJ Styles. By the way, before I go any further, and I do have to say this. During the last segment, there's a young lady standing on the other side of the bar, and you do this long enough, and you can pick up on who's like standing around because they understand how radio works, and they wait.
Which everyone who's come in today understands how. Yeah, that's amazing.
So I get off the air, and she walks over, and she says, "My husband drives a truck, and he sent me over here to get a hat." And I'm like, "Yeah, hold up, just a second. The rule was you had to come here in a truck." So I'm like, all right, I'm going to need a good argument here as to why. And I'm going to push over. I was giving her the hat the whole time. But I said, I'm going to need a good argument. And she said, my husband drives a truck. His name's Delano. And I'm calling you out, Delano, because you outkicked your coverage, my man. You outkicked your coverage. She says, my husband drives a truck, can't make it in, sent me over here to get a hat. And I said, so joking, I'm like, so he made you stop what you were doing to come here and get him a hat? And she goes, yup. She said, I was out running around. I'm trying to get stuff done. He's like, you got to give me a hat. She's like, I got stuff going on. He's like, they're on the air till noon. You got to go get me a hat, please. She stopped what she was doing to come here and pick up a hat. So, Miss Darlene, you're a fantastic wife. Mr. Delano, my man, you outkicked your coverage. I think you cooked dinner tonight. All right? I think it's only fair. You got your hat without even showing up.
Wait.
She dropped what she was doing.
You need to give him some credit. He might be an excellent cook.
He might be.
He might absolutely be an excellent cook.
Then what I'm putting on the table, it even works out better for him. I didn't say, because what I could say is, I think you owe somebody a shoulder rub tonight, right? I think you better pop open a nice glass of wine and a bubble bath for her, because she went out of her way to make sure you got, and not only that, she walked out with the blue shirt and the gray hat. She comes back in and she goes, I need to switch the hat out for a blue one. I need him to match. She is dressing you, dude. She is color coordinating for. Do you understand how much I would give to have a woman in my life who goes, no. Here's your shirt. Here's your pants. Here's the hat that match. Go bananas.
Dude,
I look good.
Dude, that sounds lazy. You just want someone to dress you. That's what you want.
No.
Everybody in here and everybody listening knows that you won't go out of the house unless you match. We all know that.
I want somebody to dress me well. There's a difference. I dress myself. I look good every day, but I want somebody who's going to be like, this, and this, bang.
I think you need to give our guy Delano some credit because
I do,
because he's such a fan. He really wanted a hat, and he made it happen. And he asked his wife to get it for him. I think that's cool. You couldn't get here because he's out working really hard. I wanted a hat.
Listen, I broke my own rule. My own rule was you got to come in a truck, and she's like, he can't. He listens every day. He really wants a hat, but he can't make it. And I said, you know what? For him, I'm breaking the rules. But then she went above and beyond. I'm just saying, I'm thinking a back rub, bubble bath, bottle of wine, and dinner are in order for Miss Darlene tonight. That's all I'm saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are underway on the third hour of the show. We are again live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill right here on Wade Hampton Boulevard in downtown Greenville. We are, by the way, they're officially open now, like kitchen open, like food open. I'm not saying that there are already people in the restaurant knocking back the food group of choice, a Bloody Mary. I'm not saying that's actively happening in front of me. I'm saying theoretically it might be. All right? It might be happening. And when you come here now, you don't even have to say hi to Lonzo because Miss Lisa's here now too. Miss Lisa's here. Celebrity P1 number 1 from the stream is now in the building.
Yeah, she's incognito. Don't bother her.
Am I blowing cover?
Yeah, don't bother her.
Secret agent woman.
Oh no, she's off today, so it isn't like she's ducking work or anything. She's good.
Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill right here on Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Trey says, I was there with my delivery truck. Yeah, we know. You waved and then left, Trey. We saw you.
No, that's Adam.
Oh, that's Adam. We got a whole different. Look at that. I got to tell you, I think it's kind of rad that, like, at least half the delivery trucks in Greenville are tuned into us right now.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
That is a blue medal for us.
Look at Trey's trick. And now I think you need to read Trey's trick, what he did to get people to listen to us. And if you are a delivery truck, now we know a lot of delivery men and women are listening to us.
Yeah.
You need to do what Trey did.
Yeah. Trey said, I got my coworker listening to you guys by leaving the station on 97.7 every time I drive. He really likes you guys. Let's go. Also, he knew a lady there that works there named Alice, so that was a surprise. She's here right now. She's running the joint. She's the one that set this whole thing up. So if you know Alice, come by and say hi to Alice. She's in charge, and she's amazing. In fact, I know that because before this was all hooked up, I've been coming to Hall of Fame for literally 2 years. When pandemic time, when we were all locked down and couldn't go nowhere, and the only way that you could get food was to either go to the store, or order pickup from places. Hall of Fame, I'm not even kidding, got me through that when we had to watch all the sports at the house, you know? Hall of Fame got me through it because I lived across the street, and I'd call up and go, Miss Alice, let me get 12 medium wings and some celery sticks and some ranch and some of them delicious French fries. And she's like, Rob Brown, I got you. So it has always been super nice. And now we're here broadcasting live from the bar. Let's go.
You know, I also heard a little rumor that, around between 11:30 and 12, we'll still be on the air, that some other, not as famous as us, but famous people might be showing up to the place. They might be. So you might come and come to see Rob and me. And you might spot somebody, a celebrity from another station in the building. You might.
You might.
Possibly could.
Yeah. So effectively, what it comes down to is that all of our other employees are off helping construct a community garden right now because it is our charity give back day, and of course on top of that,
it's our one thing.
It's our one thing day, and it is also Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, Earth! Thanks for being you. Sorry about
Happy Earth Day. Thanks for being round.
Yeah. Somewhere right now, Kyrie is like, Happy Flat Earth Day. Listen, all I'm saying is there's a lot of radio celebrities from how many stations do we have? 7? 7 radio stations, and they're all coming here afterwards because after they go do good work in the community, they're like, we want to go see Rob. And I don't blame them, frankly. I don't blame them. Hey, everyone, come and see how good I look, as Anchorman said. All right? I think somebody just booed me from the other side of the bar. That's incredible. All right. Keegan said, I think Hall of Fame is doing the charity work by giving you bums shelter. Keegan, I'm wearing a collar, son.
Yeah, I look like a bum, but that's okay. That's what I look like all the time, so we're good. I'm dressed for cornhole, baby. That's what it is.
Yes, indeed. All right. Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill, Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Come by and see us. We'd love to have you. We are on the air for another 50 minutes and 36-ish seconds. And then Lonzo and I are going to head out back and put on a cornhole clinic, ladies and gentlemen.
Could I
clinic.
Could I eat first? I mean,
no, Lonzo.
No, I got to go out there. Okay. All right.
The people, you have to give the people what they want. And what they want is to see what Lonzo looks like on the cornhole board.
No, the people want to watch me eat. Then they want to watch me play cornhole.
All right. 844-GSP-ESPN. Nope, sorry. 844. Man, first slip-up of the week.
Should have dumped that time.
Unbelievable. Oh.
It's Tim's fault. He should have dumped it.
I know,
he should have caught it.
I was going.
Look at him panicking. He has no idea what he should have dumped.
None. I'm going for the perfect week, and I have absolutely blown it. 844-FAN phone. 844-FAN phone. 844 FANFO 844-326-3663. You can also text us on the Preferred Home Services text line at 71307. 71307. Start your text with FAN. F-A-N. FAN. Let's be honest, your boss has a bunch of gift cards to take all his employees out there to eat, which is why everybody's coming there. No. They're coming here because Hall of Fame is amazing. Hey, Doug and Chris, where have we watched more football games together than any other bar in the upstate? This one. That's just a fact, all right? I'm not saying I talked them into
here's what it is. That texture is working. They can't get down here and get a hat, so they're upset. I get it.
By the way, Another text just came in that says, fan UPS Spartanburg, repping y'all too. What up, Berg?
There we go.
What is up to the Berg? Gotta love that not apparently, I'm deeming it creed, ladies and gentlemen, the Rob Brown Show, the official sports talk show of delivery drivers in the upstate, and I say that with more pride than I can possibly begin to convey.
No other show in the upstate could say that.
No.
But this one.
It's us. It's us. Because here's the thing. 3 hours. And I know that the majority of y'all are in the truck for that whole time, and you stop with us? That's a badge of honor. I'm not even kidding. What is up, UPS in the Berg? Good to see you. Texter says, are you saying your lady friend makes you be an adult? That's terrible. I'd like to point out that my whole job today is show up to a bar at 9 a.m., talk football, soccer, basketball, baseball, and hockey for 3 hours, then play cornhole, eat wings, and drink beer. My life's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then, you know what I'm doing tomorrow? Tomorrow, I'm talking baseball for 4 hours.
On what?
A live nationally syndicated radio
Nationally
broadcast.
syndicated, yes, absolutely.
4 hours of baseball tomorrow on the BetQL Network, nationally syndicated. Then I'm heading over to Legacy early for another Greenville Triumph home soccer match. Then on Sunday, hosting a Q&A with John Harkes, head of that team. Don't know how that came about, but thank you, fellas. Appreciate it. Can't wait. Then Sunday night, going up to Asheville for a little brewery tour with the fam. Then on Monday, vacation day. Cole Bryson, I believe, is sitting in for me on Monday.
He is, live from Dallas.
Live from the Big D, and I am in Dallas.
Maybe with a surprise guest.
Listen, I'm not going to spoil it. If that happens, Lonzo.
I will say, if the guest happens, he's almighty. That's all I'm saying.
I'll be furious. Furious. And then Monday night, going to see the Eagles play.
Philadelphia Eagles?
No. The Eagles.
You mean Don Henley?
I mean Don Henley.
Okay.
I mean
right, yeah.
the son of Glenn Fry. And Vince Gill. Why not Vince Gill? I mean Joe freaking Walsh, baby. That's the next 4 days of my life.
You know, out of all those, the biggest surprise is that Joe Walsh still around and with the Eagles.
I'm going to say this. The joke is...
Life's been good to him so far.
Good reference. The joke is that after the nuclear apocalypse, which is inevitable, that the only things alive will be cockroaches and Keith Richards. Some of y'all don't know who Joe Walsh is.
Well, someone's got to hang out with Keith. It's going to be Joe.
Anyway, yeah, I say I'm doing pretty good at not being a real adult, Lonzo. I'm doing okay.
When are you going to have time to rest? I mean, that's
when I'm dead, son.
Okay, all right.
I'm dead. All right. Let's see. Fan, according to Adam Shedter, Deebo Samuel wants to move closer to home. I mean, cool. Here's the problem you're not taking into consideration. If Deebo's out, he's got to be traded. What you putting on the table? What are you putting on the table?
Sam Darnold,
yeah. I got news. That ain't going to do it.
Maybe you throw in a Robbie Anderson.
That ain't going to do it. It's still not going to do it. Robbie Anderson is a quarter of what Deebo Samuel is as an offensive player. And that's not a shot at Robbie. That is a massive props to how good Deebo Samuel is.
Is Deebo worth your number 1 draft pick?
Hell yeah.
So he's worth the number 6.
But then what do you do?
Exactly. Who's throwing it to Deebo?
Yeah. Listen, Deebo, I'm not saying...
If you could get him to package in that broken down, just had shoulder surgery guy named Jimmy G with Deebo.
Yup. Now, if you could give me Jimmy G and Deebo for the 6th and Robbie Anderson, I'd take it, right?
There you go.
I'd take it. Texter says, fam, Rob, what do you think about this trade for Carolina? Panthers get Jimmy G, Deebo, and the 49ers second-round pick. Niners get Robbie and number 6. You're not getting the second-round pick out of that. Maybe, and I mean like the biggest of maybes. Maybe you could get Deebo and G for Robbie and number 6, but you're not getting their second rounder too. Not happening. If I'm San Francisco, and if Debo genuinely, truly wants out, which is the report. You know he's got to go. You know you're kind of in a bad spot there. Maybe you could get Jimmy G and Debo in return for the 6th overall, and Robbie Anderson added into the mix. Here's my question: do you toss CMC in there with him?
No,
I do. Why not? Guy plays 1 out of every 4 games. Debo is going to replace 90% of what you lose.
Debo doesn't want to be a running back. He wants to be a receiver. So if you bring him in for that reason, I don't know if he has a no trade clause or not. If you try to bring him in for that reason, he'll say no if he has a no trade clause.
I get that.
He may only play 1 game out of 4, but that 1 game is awesome.
I get that. Here's what I would say to Debo. All right, and if anybody out there in the listening audience knows Debo, have at. I don't care. I'd tell him on the air, and I love Debo. I think Debo might be, honestly, the single most versatile player in the entire National Football League.
He was last year.
Debo, if you do not want to play running back, which I understand, it is a career-extending business decision. I get it. I understand it. I don't have a problem with it. But if you don't want to play running back, you do realize that diminishes your value, right? Like if you want to play the RB-WR split, the WRB position that you played last year, I get it. I understand. It's a business decision. Save the knees. I respect that. But you do understand that looking for a $25 million a year contract for 4 years isn't going to happen if you're taking 30% of your offensive yards off the table, right? Like the only way to guarantee the ball is in your hands is if you are playing running back. The only way to guarantee you're going to get that same production is if you are playing running back, because if you're playing wide receiver, let's say in Carolina, you're playing wide receiver and you're playing only wide receiver. And I know that Debo Samuel's lined up on the left side. Do you know what I'm doing with my defense? Everybody watch that guy. All right? He's the home run threat. He's the deep ball guy. If Robbie Anderson's picking up 4 and 5 yards, cool, whatever, we'll step up and cover him. But Debo's the guy we got to keep eyeballs on the whole time. But if I line you up in the backfield, now I got options, right? Now I got possibility. Debo takes himself out of the running back spot, which, again, I understand. Preserve that career. Keep it as long as you can. You are hurting your overall production, and you ain't worth $25 million a year at that point. I don't think there is a wide – there are teams that think they are. I don't know if I could pay a wide receiver $25 million a year. Not as it stands right now. There are some that are close to worth it. Tyreek's in that group. Devontae's in that group, right? But that's a pretty short list. Debo might be on that list. Debo as a WRB position, playing wide receiver and running back, is absolutely on that list.
Well, I don't think Carolina's number one as far as getting the opportunity to get him. I think Kansas City and some other teams are. If he has a choice, he's going to go to a winning team, and supposedly Kansas City and Green Bay are high on the list.
We'll see. All right. 844 fan phone. Here's a couple of texts. Texter says, $25 million a year in this economy? That's a good thinker right there. Let's see. Kansas City should be after Debo to replace the cheetah who ran off to Miami. Lonzo, stop texting the show. You can just say it on the air. You're right there.
If you were watching the stream, you saw me on the phone. That's exactly what I was doing.
Texter says, ESPN going ham at 9 a.m. I think I can take you and Lonzo in cornhole. Bring it.
Well,
let's go.
I mean, saying you can take me, that doesn't. I've never played before, so you should be able to.
We better find out, Jack. Better find out. Texter, how many radio hosts on The Fan have a national radio show? I'm not sure.
That would be one. That would be Rob Brown. That's right.
Boom, baby. Texter,
that's weekly. It's on every Saturday.
Who is the redneck Jesus on the stream? Now,
come on. You can't see his neck. You cannot see. How do you know what color his neck is?
There's two of y'all.
It's definitely not red.
Yeah.
There's two of y'all. Rocky Main's nothing shy of majestic. I don't know which one of them you're talking about. The only one I know it's not is me. All right. Texter said,
I look like the lead singer of a 80s hair band. And you know which one. And Tim does not. I mean, Tim is definitely looks like Adam Cole. I'm going with Adam Cole.
Baby. All right. Coming up next, I've got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 hats left to give away. 4 hats left to give away. We will make an effort at that when we come back. Next, 2 people who come in and, I don't know, Lonzo, give them like a catchphrase to give to us.
A wrestling catchphrase. Doesn't matter which one.
Come in and drop any wrestler's catchphrase to us. Drop any wrestler catchphrase to us, you get a hat. Next 2 people to do that, get a hat. I got, I got 3 of the Trugger hats, 1 of the solid blue hats left. Next 2 people to come in and just give me any wrestler's catchphrase, you're getting a hat out.
Wait. You can't whisper it, though.
No, you got to act it out, though.
You got to do it.
You got to act it out. And it's got to be verbal. You can't hit me with the John Cena, you can't see me.
Oh, yeah,
you got to give me something.
I mean, that's not – I guess it's kind of a catchphrase, but it's not – I mean, you know.
Next 2, catching a hat. Come on by. We are live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill, Wade Hampton Boulevard, right here in Greenville. We'd love to see you. I'm Rob. He's Lonzo, T2 on the board, and this is the Fan Upstate, baby.
Upstate.
The sports voice of the Upstate fan. Welcome to the Fan. The Fan.
Upstate.
Now CBS Sports Radio.
Got a health there.
Let me take a moment to talk to you about the Health Dare. Now, what is the Health Dare? Well, it is a plan. It is not a diet. Diets don't what plans do. And here's the thing. So the weekend's going on, and you got buddies and your family. They're going out to have a good time. You can't go because you started that diet. And on that diet, you have to drink a nasty, disgusting shake. They give you powder. They put it in a thing. You got to add water to it, and they tell you it's a meal. It is not a meal. It is a shake. It's liquid. It is not a meal. With the Health Dare, you don't have to worry about that. You know why? Because with the Health Dare, you can eat the food that's in your fridge, the food that's in your pantry. You can even come to a fine place like Hall of Fame Sports Grill and enjoy the food. Because with the Health Dare, you can eat real food. And maybe you're someone like me who's a little awkward when it comes to doing things on your own, and you want to bring someone with you. Well, that's cool, because with the Health Dare, it's buy one, get one free. So you can bring in a buddy from work, you can bring in a relative, or bring in your spouse. You pay half, they pay half. You guys both get the program. You are going to look good. You're going to feel good. You're going to have the energy to face the day. And, hey, you know, beach season is just around the corner. You will be ready to go out and hit those waves with the Health Dare. And it's so easy to get started. All you need to do is go to idareme.com, fill out some information, and one of the Health Dare coaches will bring you in for a free consultation, get you on the way to losing that weight. And don't forget, it's buy one, get one free. Go to idareme.com today. When you're there, make sure you tell them that Lonzo dared ya.
Mark Ryan with big news. The Fan Upstate is here now. CBS Sports Radio. Check out.
The people, they go. You setting up some work over there? Yeah.
Oh, man.
I listen to you all the time, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
I think you're about as big as me almost.
All right, Tim. Don't take all that. Don't take all that hate, man. Don't take all that hate.
Huh? Are they still hating on it?
No, just one guy.
I'm worried about.
Worried about
I'm
what?
worried about this computer right now.
Does it come back yet?
Computer. No.
All right, so what you need to do is get it off the what you call it. Why is the name escaping me right now? Because it starts with an S. The thing that records everything that goes on the air, you can get it off of that.
The skimmer.
Skimmer, yeah, that's it. You can get off the skimmer. Yeah, I know it's a pain in the butt. I know it is. And you don't necessarily have to get it done right when trying to be careful, right when you're done, because you'll be back later. And, when you get things set up over there, you could put it in late at your leisure.
Well, the problem is I did this last time. It was just easier. Is I had it all just recording at once, and then I just split it up at the end.
Really? You should never do that, because you should be posting each hour as they're done. You don't do that with Charlie?
No. I usually do his because I have to do the clips anyway, so I just go ahead and do his in between the hours.
That's what I mean, in between the hours. That's what you just said. So you record all 3 hours and then split it up later.
No. For him, I don't, because I do the clips anyway, so I just stop it and then at the end of the hour and just go ahead and get that done.
Well, a valuable lesson has been learned today.
Yes.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Dude, this thing is still, it says 100%, and like, it's at 100% plus like 5 minutes.
Well, if it continues and it doesn't come back, I would say send Chris an email, but you can't because it's that computer.
I can do it from my phone.
Yeah, you could do it that way. The most valuable lessons are the ones that we learned the hard way. So now this one is the one that so don't do that.
All right, well, I'll have to get it off the skimmer. If I can't get this to work, I'll do it over in Word.
Okay. Shh, don't tell anyone, but everyone's out the building, so they're not going to notice. Yeah, I know I'm telling you on stream, and
everybody will notice.
I get that, but they're finishing up building the garden right now. So.
Oh well, it'll be all right.
You're right. It will be all right.
I'll get it taken care of. Okay, here we go.
You're talking about the computer. You're not talking about us, right?
Yes. Yes, yeah, it came back. Come on.
The boss just showed up.
The boss just showed
The
up.
boss.
Now the pressure's on.
I suddenly got nervous. How long we got? Tim.
About 1 minute.
Okay.
Minute and 20 actually. Nope, I was kidding. Less than a minute now.
All right. Well, go ahead and put us in utility so we can hear it.
64581.
Yeah, we're coming back from break now too. So.
NT Foundations, your foundation experts.
This feature is sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
You've heard the latest news, traffic, and weather, but there's something else you should hear. Consider getting a COVID-19
See if I can get
booster
every
as
person
well
at our
by
corporate
the
table to
CDC.
turn around and look at me.
Brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
All right, take yourself out of utility, Tim.
With the Bell Breakfast Box from Taco Bell. It's filled with a grande toasted breakfast burrito, hash brown, 2 Cinnabon Delights, and a coffee. Swing by participating locations for a limited time only. Drinks excludes freezes.
More than the scores. Real sports talk for real sports fans.
The Rob Brown Show, now 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Upstate.
The Rob Brown Show back on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Kevin, I don't know why you laugh so hard, but
Yeah, you got Kevin.
You said
I knew you'd get Kevin. I knew you'd get him.
Kevin said he can't hear us.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by that. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Rob Brown Show is on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. We are live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill, Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Come on by and see us. We got
the noise just entered the room.
shocking. I know. Shocking. I know. We got it. It's filling up. Is all I'm saying. People have come out.
There's no room for you.
We got celebrities coming out. We have got the president and CBO of the Greenville Triumph here. Our buddy Trey made his way back. They had to go finish their delivery. He came back. Miss Lisa, the ultimate P1, is here. And during the break, my man Nate Dogg over there in the back walks up to me and he goes, I only know one. And I said, one what? And he goes, oh, yeah. So Nate Dogg.
That's old school, man.
That's right. You only got to know one. Nate Dogg rolling out with a hat. And here's the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the last hat. We got one left.
Only one hat
We got
left.
one hat left. And we got one half. And not that you needed a better reason to show up.
Where's the plexiglass?
Not that you needed a better reason to show up, but ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Mark Ryan has just walked into the building.
And he's touching people.
He is here in person. I'm half tempted to give him a headset and see what happens.
No, we don't have an extra headset.
Half tempted.
No.
We are live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar in Gilligan, Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Plenty of time. And I got one hat left to give away.
Only one.
But, Lonzo, we got to make the people earn this one. All right? We got to make the people earn this one. How do we do it? What do we do here? We got to make the people. You know what I think we do here? Here's what I'm gonna say. I got one hat left. At the end of this show, we're going outside of the cornhole boards. All right? We're going outside of the cornhole boards. First person to throw a bag into the hole gets that. Not a game. First person to put a bag in the hole on the cornhole boards when we get off the air at noon gets a hat. If you want your crack at it, you need to be here at noon because we're going out there. And if there's one person here, that one person's just going to keep throwing until they get it, all right? But if there's more than one person, you guys rotate through. First person to sink a cornhole shot gets the last hat. By the way, when I say the last hat, we got more batches of them coming in the future. But as of right now, this is the last The Fan Upstate hat that will be given away for at least a handful of days, all right?
So you can say you're the one who got the last one.
That's it. You cleaned us out.
That makes it special.
You cleaned us out. You come on out. When we get done with the show at noon, we're going outside. We're tossing bags. First one to put a bag through the hole on the regulation cornhole set gets the very last Fan Upstate hat. I mean, seems like a deal to me. All right? So come on by, and you will get your crack at winning that bad boy. All right. So we've got a couple of other things that have been going on. We've got our NBA playoff series going on. I ranted earlier in the day about the Denver Nuggets, and again, just no idea how in the world you're not giving Jokic the ball when he's guarded by a point guard. But we do have a few more games that went on last night. Obviously, we had Golden State and Denver. The Warriors, by way of some terrible decision-making by the Denver Nuggets, find themselves up 3-0. So that series is over, if history has anything to say about it, because no team in NBA history has ever come back from down 3-0. Grizzlies. The Grizz were down 26 points late in the third quarter. Dear Minnesota, the hell, dude? What? You had them down 26 going into the fourth quarter, down 26, and you couldn't figure out how to close that team out. 26. Unbelievable. I don't know if you guys know this. Lonzo, I know you're aware of this because you're a basketball savant. That Ja Morant guy's pretty good at basketball.
I've heard tell that he's all right.
That being said, not the lead scorer for the Grizz last night, not the second leading scorer for the Grizz last night. Desmond Bane led all with 26, and you got 20 off the bench from Brendan Clark. A team like this is most dangerous, Zoe, when they don't need their superstar to get 40 to win, right? The Nuggets needed Jokic to get 37, still lost. The Warriors are interesting right now, and I think probably taking over as NBA title favorites because Steph Curry can play limited minutes. His production is being replaced by Jordan Poole, who has been lights out, by Klay Thompson, who is finding a groove, by Draymond Green, who is throwing block parties on the reg as of late. The Grizz are interesting because when Ja is only putting down 17, they've got other guys you haven't heard of stepping up and going and get 26 and 20 to replace that. This Grizzlies team all of the sudden leads the series 2-1. Granted, Timberwolves are a play-in team, so they are the lower seed, but Memphis is playing team basketball.
All right, so this is a confusing year for me for NBA, and it has been when LeBron's not in it, and it's one of those things. Who is the front runner right now? I've heard tell Boston maybe. I mean, who is the front? If you had to pick right now, who you think is going to be in the finals for the East and the West, who will you pick?
Golden State. Boston is probably my second pick. I'm going Golden State 1, Boston 2. And the only reason I put Boston in that same boat is because occasionally Boston can lock down on defense, right? The thing about Golden State is they're going to do like they did last night. We're going to make this score get up to 120, 125, 130, and we're just going to splash threes in your face all day, every day.
By the way, Keegan says the Pelicans are in.
The Pelicans, not the Pelicans. Put that on a T-shirt and print it, make $1 billion. Right now, it's got to be Golden State, right? And again, it's the fact that we came into this playoffs going, Steph Curry's banged up. Can he do it? Jordan Poole can. Would Jordan Poole having his first playoff game 35 and has held up since then? 27, 3 and 3 last night for Jay Poole.
One of the worst things for me as an NBA fan is when I hear that Golden State is back. And they appear to be back.
They don't appear to be back. I'm going to go ahead and state it that they are. And last night, the Mavericks go out and knock off the Jazz 126.
Without Luka.
Without Luka. And by the way, I may be eating a significant portion of crow because I said pre this series starting, Dallas is the better team, but without Luka, they cannot get past the Jazz. They have been sans Luka, and they are getting past the Jazz. That series is now 2-1. Now, it's not over. It's only 2-1. They got 2 more wins to go. But if Luka comes back and Spencer Dinwiddie can keep doing what he's doing, how about Jalen Brunson stepping up last night and splashing 31, 17 off the bench for Kleber, 15 off the bench for Burtons. I mean, all of a sudden, Dallas, they still need Luka, right? Let's
absolutely.
not pretend they don't need Luka.
Without a doubt.
But if you can go get me 14, 12, 20, 31, 17, and 52, and 15 and 12, Lonzo, of the entire list of players that played for the Dallas Mavericks last night, it is faster to name the players that did not score double figures than it is to name the ones that did.
Hey, that's good. If you want team basketball, that's absolutely what you need, especially with your star out.
There were last night 10 guys who saw action for the Dallas Mavericks. 3 of them did not reach double figures. Everybody else did. Spread the ball around, Mavs. Love to see it. Coming up later on this evening in tonight's set of NBA action, as we are just about to run to a break, we are going to open it up at 9:30. Suns at Pelicans. I did not expect that series to be tied 1-1.
No.
I thought Phoenix was bringing this thing back to the Crescent City up 2-0, but Brandon Ingram is the best player in the league that nobody talks about as a superstar. Guy's unbelievable. Heat Hawks at 7 p.m. and Bucks Bulls at 8:30. We'll talk some more about those games and more when we come back. You're listening to The Rob Brown Show. You're listening to The Fan Upstate.
Dispensing real, unfiltered sports talk every weekday.
Yeah, buddy.
This is The Rob Brown
Fan Upstate.
Are there any more lives for the rest of the thing? There's only one more break, so you're out of utility.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, there's only one more break, so if you don't see one, then there isn't one.
Yeah, I don't see any more. I cannot get into the skimmer.
What's it say?
Email unavailable.
It's changed on the web address. Is the last number 8? If it is, change it to 9.
I got it's actually 4.974.
No. You may want to ask Chris.
All right.
He should be there. He's there till I think 2 every day. So if not, ask CB, but Chris should be there somewhere.
All right.
That thing just, the Wi-Fi thing just went off and said connected to Jetpack. I don't know if it's supposed to say that or not.
Yes.
Okay. I just hadn't seen it send out an alert, and it just did. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, though. How much time we got?
You have about 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Okay, because I don't see Rob. By the way, those of you who are watching on the stream, these are the perils of doing something live that sometimes hosts disappear. There he comes. If not, it was about to be Fanboy Friday. Tim and I would have went straight up Fanboy Friday for the rest of the show if Rob would have gotten lost. Just letting you know.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
By the way, Rob, I have to eat before I go outside. No, if not, I will pass out.
No, then yes, please don't
So
do that.
my lovely wife is ordering me some food.
I'm for it.
So if it works out right, it might be there right when we get done.
I like it.
Then I eat, then we go out and do it. I'm not shirking it. I got to eat something.
The health and general well-being of the executive producer is far more important than anything else.
Well, I'm playing cornhole today. I just need to eat first. Even if I eat like 3 fries, I'm good.
Somebody on Reddit just asked, would a zombie be afraid of a necrophiliac? Oh, God.
No, I would think it would be the opposite of fear.
Wait, the best part is the dolphin with the touchdown dance after.
Yeah, right here on the stream, the only place you're going to get some necrophilia talk. You're welcome, my guys.
We keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Tell your friends join the stream.
Yes. But the real answer to that question is a zombie doesn't know. So zombie has no fear.
That's true.
Zombie has no desire other than to eat brains.
Oh, why does it do that?
Apparently, I'm having chicken nachos.
Dude,
What?
the sports flash went back to 14 minutes.
Yeah, because it just recorded again. Unless you already edited it?
Yes.
I have confidence that you'll get it done, Tim. You got 13 minutes or so.
Sound off on the Preferred Home Services text line.
71307. Keyword fan.
You're listening to the Rob Brown Show.
Upstate.
So much talent.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The final segment of the Rob Brown Show is on your radio. This is the Fan Upstate. Hello, Upstate South Carolina. What up, America? Howdy, world. Great to be back with you all one more time. Again, I am Rob Brown. The great Malonzo, the professor of perfection, is right next to me back in the network studio. Our buddy T2 Tim Snow holding it down for us. We appreciate everybody who has come out, and at least two people sent surrogates to pick up.
Hey, if you need to get it done, you get it done, and they did.
Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. I got one hat left. I've told you what you need to do to claim the last Fan Upstate cap of the day. That being said, I still got a bunch of T-shirts left to give away. All right? Now, we're running low on sizes, so if you want one, I think we got like one XL left. I think we got one small left, a couple of mediums, a couple of 2Xs. If you want a Fan Upstate T-shirt, you can still come by. We're just going to leave them out on the table when I'm done because the less I have to pack, the better. So we're just going to leave them out. Come by, get a T-shirt. We got plenty of them. And if you missed out on the opportunity to come hang out today because of that pesky work or whatever that got in the way of it, don't worry. We will have more coming in, just not yet. It'll be in the next handful of days. I confirmed that we have another order of hats coming down the pipeline. When they get here, we will give those away on the air. But for right now,
hats are popular.
The hats,
They
dude,
really are.
the hats are. Most of the people that have come in, I've been like, yo, let me grab your T-shirt. And they're like, yeah, but what about a hat? And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I just gave people hats.
I got to say something. You know, as the veteran here who's been in the building longer than anybody else, just about 22, 23 years in the building, these are the best-looking hats that we have ever had. I don't think there's any other station in the building that's had hats that look this good. These are the best. They absolutely are. And I think that's really cool.
Absolutely. By the way, I do have breaking news.
So would you keep that guy away from the table?
Yeah, I know, right? Well, in fairness, he did come over to help me this time, so I'm going to let it fly. I do have breaking news. Breaking news. I don't think we told Tim to get the sounder ready. Breaking news brought to you our friends at BetQL. Be a better, be smarter, and beat the books with our friends at BetQL. And on Saturdays, listen to the best baseball talk in the nation.
Nationally
syndicated. Bet the Cycle with me and Cody Decker. That'll be tomorrow, 1 to 5 p.m. on the BetQL Network. The Charlotte Hornets, according to Adrian Wojnarowski, the Woj Bomb, the Charlotte Hornets have dismissed head coach James Borrego. He is gone. After making the play-in tournament but getting bounced, the Charlotte Hornets are now coachless for the time being, which I get the move, right? Because it is hard to build a young core group and keep them together for a hot minute. And there's a lot of people who kind of feel like the talent that the Hornets had on paper this year was a little bit wasted. And it's hard to say that it was not. And they're not going to – these types of windows don't stay open long. So they fired James Borrego. He is out and gone.
I never really thought about this before. So Michael Jordan is the owner of the show. Is Michael Jordan the guy who fires you? Does Michael Jordan bring you in and go, sorry, man, it's not working out?
Michael Jordan does not apologize. He does not apologize. Michael Jordan does not call you to his office. Michael Jordan walks in and hands you the bag of stuff that he has already packed for you.
Yeah, I don't work for the Charlotte Hornets anymore, but you know what? Michael Jordan fired me, man.
Hey, Mike, can I get you to autograph this pink slip for me, please and thank you?
Yeah, on my way out, you know.
So the Charlotte Hornets fired their head coach after making the play-in tournament, but not the actual playoffs. We will see what direction they decide to go with that position moving forward. Reggie tonight's NBA schedule, Heat and Hawks. Miami leads that series. By the way, what the hell is going on with the Atlanta Hawks? And Atlanta was hot coming into the playoffs, and now they're not down 2-0. They have flat out gotten hammered so far.
It's the playoffs. That's what they do in the playoffs.
I know it is, but last year in the playoffs, up until they met, and even the Philly, they took Philly to what, 6-7 last year? I mean, the Hawks were decent in the playoffs last year. There is zero fight out of this team right now. Bucks and Bulls, speaking of teams that fell off, remember the first half of the NBA season when we were all asking, are the Bulls the team to beat in the East right now? Because the Bulls were white hot behind Zach LaVine and company earlier in the year. They are tied up with Milwaukee, but that is only because Chris Middleton has gotten bumped. He is hurt. He is out for the foreseeable future, which means Giannis got to do it by himself. He is capable of it, but it ain't easy.
Hey, I'm going to root for whatever team Alex Caruso is on. Alex Caruso is the man, and he's on the Bulls.
The hustle monster. And then we will wrap it up this evening when the Phoenix Suns travel to New Orleans, the Big Easy, hosting CP3. Devin Booker has a grade 1 hammy pull, so D-Book is out for potentially up to 2 to 3 weeks. New Orleans has an opportunity here, but they got to jump on it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us. We are live at Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill, Wade Hampton Boulevard in Greenville. Come by and see us. We're about to hit the cornhole boards and the chicken wing table here in just a minute. We got a few more T-shirts to give away. Come grab one. I got one more hat to the best cornhole tosser. We'll see you guys back here Monday. Have a great weekend. Don't drink and drive. I'll punch you in the face. For Lonzo, for Tim, I'm Rob. Thanks for listening to the Rob Brown Show right here on the Fan Upstate. Later, brother. Thanks for watching stream. See you guys Monday. Bye.